Good evening, I'm Shane Jones, leading the news at 7. Around $1 million and 6 weeks. That's what Transport and Works Minister Michael Lashley estimates it will take for the first phase of the Pothole Fix program. He was speaking to the media at Goodland St. Michael, the first stop in the initiative. More from Lisa Broom.
A crew from the ministry rolled into Goodland with heavy duty and other pieces of equipment to attack potholes in the area. Transport and Works Minister Michael Lashley says the work started on Monday because it's the first day back on the job after the Christmas break for the businesses from which the ministry gets its material.
We have 3 teams out, Fairfield and Black Rock. This is Goodland we are at now. The private contractor has done the road in Porters and Seaview. So we're working in conjunction with C.O. Williams, and hopefully within the next 2 weeks other private contractors will come on board to assist us.
Minister Lashley acknowledges the pothole problem is serious, although it is nothing new, and he pledges a serious effort to fix the island's roads.
We've had at least $1 million set aside in terms of the pothole patching. There's another, I think, $4 million now for a mill and pave program. That is where we have to do a whole stretch of road. So we've started We've done Torts, Main Road, White Park Road, we've done Ocean City, we've done St. Catherine's Road, which is really been bad with potholes. And we're moving into St. John shortly. We're doing our Lower Grace, and then we're moving over to the road that leads to Searles on roundabout.
In Goodland specifically, Mr. Lashley says another issue contributed to the poor state of the road.
This is as a result of domestic water running onto the road, seeping onto the road, and causing untold damage. So we have now to speak to some of the residents in this area to let them know that, to be a little cautious.
One official explains that workmen will have to remove about 2 inches of the existing surface, clean what's left and lay down a couple gallons of asphalt to replace it. He says the size of the pothole and how badly damaged the surface is will determine whether a hole is patched or dug up and resurfaced.
Combermere school teachers will be back in their classrooms tomorrow. They voted to return after many of them and their representative, the Barbados Secondary Teachers Union, toured the facility with officials from the Ministry of Education. Ken Jerson was there and filed this report.
During the 2-hour walkthrough, education officials outlined several steps that were taken to resolve environmental issues that have plagued staff and students at the Combermere School. These included fixing a leaking sewage system, removing some chemicals stored on the compound, and eliminating mold through an industrial cleaning, among other things. BSTU President Mary Redmond says, given all that has been done, the teachers have agreed to be at work when school resumes tomorrow.
The team of experts have said that the environment can best be tested when it is occupied. And so to really know the effectiveness of some of what they've done, that has to be tested with the warm bodies in the plant. So they are coming back to work, and they're doing so from tomorrow, as I said, with that understanding that they're coming to test the environment.
Parliamentary Secretary in the Education Ministry, Senator Harry Husband, says they are mindful of the difficulties experienced by staff and students, while acknowledging that more needs to be done for the various issues to be fully resolved. He adds that the ministry is committed to addressing the outstanding problems.
We know that the students, the teachers, and the parents of the school have gone through some challenging times recently. We too sympathize with their plight, but problem solving is like this, that you attempt one thing, that doesn't work, you attempt another, and we keep going at it until we resolve the issues. I don't know that all the issues are finally resolved, but I'm satisfied that the work that has been done will put us firmly in the right direction.
The measures taken by the ministry are the latest of several interventions over the years in response to complaints by staff and students that foul odors and other environmental problems were making them sick. The BSTU says the findings of the expert team involved and the remedial work done vindicate the teachers who were at times accused of just not wanting to work. Kent Jerson, CBC News.
Thanks, Ken. With general elections constitutionally due next year, a government minister has some advice for the ruling Democratic Labour Party. We hear more in this Kishmar St-Just report.
Minister of Health John Boyce says the DLP has to show the electorate that the party is the best option at the upcoming poll. The advice came during a Christchurch South Branch meeting. He expects the next general election to be interesting and different. Mr. Boyce reflected on the recent US presidential election and how it played out. He says elections are serious business and must be protected.
It means that if taken to the limit, on the one hand, there has to be tremendous broader protection of the state and the activities of the state, and I think we all recognize that. But on the other hand, those who want to commit crimes or to do ill to any organization can set about in their own way to do these things.
Mr. Boyce says the role of social media today also leaves many questions.
None of us can claim to be, never have been victims or never have witnessed social media at work. Some people use it as entertainment. Some people, regrettably, cause much pain by the actions of social media. It can't be anonymity because your face and your physiog, as they say, is visible. So it can't be anonymity, although it can be a false face, it can be a false body.
Mr. Boyce, in a wide-ranging address, touched on a number of matters engaging his ministry, including an update on the recently announced debushing program.
We are out there with, I think the program is going to be as many as 200 workers seeking to clean a number of lots, especially in the private sector. And I dare say over the 3 weeks we've already begun to see some level of improvement. Of course, a program like this will have to be maintained if it is to be of any benefit. And certainly this is one of the things which the Ministry of Health will be seeking to do to make this part of their regular programming.
Mr. Boyce noted that although the cost to provide health care in Barbados is high, free health care is still available. Kishmar St-Just, CBC News.
Thanks, Kishmar. And more news from the Health Minister, John Boyce. He's encouraging Barbadians to view viral videos on social media more critically. He was referring directly to a video circulating of a woman collapsed on the floor of the accident and emergency section of the Queen Elizabeth Hospital. It sparked controversy with a number of persons suggesting that she had been left unattended and ignored. Some even reported that she had died. Minister Boyce shed some light on the matter.
I think we all understand what social media is. It is exactly what it is defined as, and it is a social interpretation of whatever is happening. The facts do not necessarily always get represented. But I am happy to report, like Mr. Harris did, that our last information, that was, I think, yesterday morning, the lady was resting comfortable, resting under care at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital.
Mr. Boyce also suggested that some positives could be taken from the incident. The general manager at Sheraton Centre Mall is providing clarity about rumors circulating on social media about that establishment. Late last week, a video of what appeared to be two males committing a sexual act in the bathroom of an establishment surfaced, with a number of persons suggesting that it occurred at Sheraton. Today, General Manager Kim King responded.
We have seen the video and we can categorically say that it is not Sheraton Mall. if you look at our bathrooms, you would see that it's impossible for that to be shot in our bathrooms. What we would advise the public to do, though, if you're seeing acts of indecency anywhere in Barbados, that you report it to the Barbados Police Force, and they're the persons who would actually take care of incidents like this.
Meanwhile, Police Public Relations Officer Acting Inspector Roland Cobbler says in the absence of evidence that the video was even taken in Barbados, the force was not investigating the matter. The Executive Director of the Barbados Family Planning Association wants health and family life education to be mandatory in all schools. Juliet Bino-Sutherland stresses it would help pupils to be well-rounded, building their social awareness along with academics.
Right now it is not mandatory, but we think to just focus on the 3 R's, you know, on just education, maths, mathematics, sciences, and not focus on sexual health, dealing with relationships, the other life skills you need to be a well-functioning adult, we think is a big mistake. So we really been trying to advocate for school authorities to really invest much more time on values education.
Meantime, the BFPA's executive director also announced the association will continue to encourage abstinence in its schools program this year.
Very often the thought is that the work we do just focuses on promoting contraceptive use and sexual activity, but there are other young people who've made a decision that they want to abstain from sexual activity. So it's to have them hear from other peers who are doing similarly, and to help them understand it's cool not to be engaged in sexual activity. We do that kind of work to also promote delaying sexual activity as long as you can.
There's a changing of the guard at the Barbados Defense Force. Effective Wednesday, February 1st, Lieutenant Colonel Glenn Granham will be promoted to the rank of Colonel and will be the new Chief of Staff of the BDF, replacing Colonel Alvin Quinton. His deputy will be Acting Commander Aquinas Clark, who's being promoted to the substantive rank of Commander and Deputy Chief of Staff, succeeding Commander Errington Sherland. Lieutenant Colonel Granham holds a master's degree in business administration from the University of Surrey and a master's degree in defense studies from the Royal Military College of Canada. Commander Clark holds a master's degree in military arts and science from the U.S. Army Command and General Staff College, as well as a master's degree in risk, crisis, and disaster management from the University of Leicester. Commander Errington Sherland is expected to take over as head of the regional security system from Grantley Watson, who's retiring. Okay, we'll take a short break here and come back with more news.
Don't let your data experience slow you down. Step up to Digicel, Barbados' fastest 4G network, more than twice as fast as the slow network. Get more with Digicel. Digicel, the fastest 4G network in Barbados. Dial *153# to sign up to Digicel today.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you, my darling.
Thanks, Mr. Banks, man. Thanks, man.
Cheers, mate.
One more. Right. Thanks, man.
Each and every day, we're thankful for something. And we're thankful for you. We couldn't do it without you.
Local small hotels have been adapting to the rapidly changing hotel sector in the light of the advent of new technology. This assertion from Chairman of Intimate Hotels of Barbados, Omar Alahar.
Well, in our group, we are trying to assist our members with making transitions within that technology and educating them and training. And we're bringing in people like Expedia, Booking.com, etc., to give lectures and talks to the group so that people better understand how to use the technology and how to benefit from it.
Mr. Alahar says the group consists of 50 smaller scale apartments, condos and hotels, and according to him, 2016 was a good year across the board. In fact, there's been no direct fall off following Brexit, and there's even been an increase in arrivals from the US. As for 2017, Mr. Alahar says the group plans to use social media and online travel agencies to implement new marketing programs.
2017 has started well. We have good occupancy for January and February, 72% in January and 75% in February. And of course, January and February are not over yet. So going forward, we think 2017 looks like a positive year. And we're hoping for the current trend to keep on its upward trajectory.
Barbados Immigration Department is taking positive steps to improve their service to both Barbadians and visitors alike. This was revealed during a customer service workshop for immigration, customs and other frontline personnel. It's being conducted by private sector development program Compete Caribbean and is intended to raise the professionalism of officers. Speaking at the opening ceremony, Chief Immigration Officer Wayne Marshall says positive frontline interaction with visitors is key and could determine whether they return or not.
When it is considered that tourism is the main industry in Barbados, contributing 50% of the foreign exchange earnings and 70% of the GDP, when all tourism economic activity is taken into account, one will agree that we, as immigration officers, can ill afford to deliver poor customer service.
Meanwhile, Permanent Secretary in the Division of Defense and Security, Timothy Maynard, pleaded with officers to improve their communication with persons at the borders. This is especially important when taking into account the sensitive nature of interactions between CARICOM citizens and immigration officials across the region. Admitting that their jobs should not be done timidly, he says it should be done with the utmost respect.
If the occasion warrants refusal of entry or someone's luggage to be searched, it has to be done with courtesy and professionalism. If for some reason we have to question someone a little longer at the immigration booth, then this should be done, but while paying due regard to the feelings of both the customer in front of you as well as others waiting to be served.
The 2008 and 2009 First Place Frank Colomer Hall Literary Endowment awardee Karen Lord wants Barbadians to help create an industry for local literature. She says this will include reading more often and also paying writers for their work. Linda Dean copped the Prime Minister's award and the second prize, while Carrie Belgrave placed first.
Stop expecting writers to do things for free. This is our time, our skill, our blood, sweat, and tears. It's not only the principle of the thing. The more you support a writer, the more resources they will have to build a career in which they can grow and improve and create better and better work.
Ms. Lord also wants writers to pay greater attention to their health.
The myth of the suffering artist is a myth. Suffering may inspire great art, but nutrition, sleep, and security are what take it from inspiration to actuality.
Still to come, a look at some of the stories making headlines across the region.